China's Africa Masterplan revealed, how Beijing is outplaying the West in Burkina Faso and beyond, full 2025 breakdown. Breaking news. China just made its biggest power move in Africa since the Belt and Road began. And the West didn't even see it coming. While Washington and Paris are busy bickering over sanctions, Beijing is locking down $39 billion in new African deals, rewriting trade rules, and building a 21st century empire right under their noses. And here's the kicker: Burkina Faso is the blueprint for a whole new era of global South domination. Today, we're exposing China's new Africa playbook, why the Sahel is ground zero for Beijing's rise, and how this could change the balance of world power forever. Smash that like button, subscribe, and share this right now, because trust me, this is the geopolitical story of the decade. China's $39 billion Africa Gambit. Forget what you've heard in the news. China is not slowing down in Africa, it's pivoting. In 2025 alone, Africa became Beijing's #1 Belt and Road destination, surpassing Asia for the first time in history. Loans are out, equity deals are in, and China now demands mineral rights and infrastructure concessions in exchange for investment. Private firms are leading the charge, with over 400 Chinese companies registering in Burkina Faso alone in the last year. Why does this matter? Because this isn't charity. This is a resource coup. For every solar plant China builds, they secure 20 years of lithium, gold, or uranium rights. Think about that: every shiny ribbon-cutting ceremony is just the front door to decades of guaranteed resource flow back to Beijing. Burkina Faso, the blueprint. While France cried over losing Burkina Faso, China moved fast. Since September 2024, a strategic partnership was signed, including military training programs and counter-terrorism intel sharing. A €50 million solar megaplant broke ground in Donsan, complete with battery storage, a first for West Africa. State-of-the-art gold assay labs are being built, meaning Burkina will finally keep more value from its $6 billion gold trade instead of shipping raw bullion out for pennies on the dollar. China calls it win-win cooperation. But here's the truth: this is Beijing's secret Sahel formula. Solar panels today, AI-powered mines tomorrow. Security is the new oil. Here's what mainstream media won't tell you: China's new global security initiative is code for one thing: protect our mines, at all costs. Right now, in Burkina Faso, Chinese drones are patrolling gold-rich zones. AI surveillance is tracking not only so-called jihadist movements but also anti-mining protests. Arms shipments are arriving disguised as counter-terrorism aid. And according to leaked intel, Beijing offered Captain Ibrahim Traore something explosive: a Wagner-style security package if he gave them first dibs on gold refining rights. If true, that means China isn't just investing in Burkina, it's embedding itself inside the country's security architecture. The Great Minerals War. Forget the so-called debt trap myth. China's 2025 strategy is what I call value chain colonialism. And Burkina Faso's new mining code plays right into it. 15% mandatory state ownership in all mines. Local processing required, no more raw exports. Chinese firms are already bidding on gold, lithium, and rare earth projects. On paper, this sounds like a win for Burkina. But here's the catch. Burkina gets tech transfers and training, but China locks in 30-year supply deals at below-market prices. It's like building the bakery, but agreeing that someone else will get all the bread for a discount for decades. That's the genius of Beijing's plan. They make it look like you're in control, while they're writing the contract that controls you. Infrastructure equals empire. China isn't just building roads, it's engineering dependency. Burkina's 2025 project pipeline is a Chinese dream sheet. 100 MW solar farms with cutting-edge Chinese battery storage. Mine-to-port corridors tolled and operated by Chinese companies. AI-run industrial parks with 10-year tax holidays for foreign investors. Every megawatt China installs is one less French or EU contract. Every toll road they operate is another cash flow back to Beijing. And every industrial park they control is a magnet for Chinese manufacturers, not local ones. Digital colonization. While the West debates banning TikTok, China is quietly wiring Africa's future. Fiber optic backbones running to mining zones, all with Hawaii tech. Smart city contracts for Ouagadougou, integrating facial recognition and AI traffic systems. Surveillance partnerships with Burkina Faso's military, meaning Beijing could have real-time access to the country's most sensitive data. The warning is clear: the data China collects today will control Africa's AI economy tomorrow. Traore's double game. Traore's viral line from the strategic partnership signing still echoes. "We welcome all partners, but Africa sets the terms now." But here's the reality: when your biggest investor controls your power grid, your gold refineries, your internet backbone, and your security tech, who's really setting the terms? Traore might think he's playing China and the West against each other, but Beijing is patient. They think in decades, not election cycles. The three-step master plan. Let's break Beijing's Africa blueprint into 3 brutal steps. 1. Energy first. Secure the grid with Chinese-built renewables and storage so industry is dependent on Beijing's supply chain. 2. Lock resources. Tie every infrastructure project to mineral rights and long-term supply contracts. 3. Control the flow. Build and operate the logistics, ports, and digital networks that move the resources and the data out. By the time anyone realizes what's happened, the entire value chain is in Chinese hands. Global South domination. What's happening in Burkina Faso is just the start.